I was summoned because you wanted a personal familiar. Yes, it could have been anyone, but fate decided to pick me of all things. Correct. And now I'm hereby your familiar. That's indeed what I said. And you're the Demon King who wishes to rule over the world due to this ongoing battle between you and your sister? Yes, this is such a cliché and generic moment, it feels like I'm watching an anime, Archer mumbled. Seriously, this just screams Isekai to him. Then again, that type of anime genre is quite popular. Though it seems I didn't need to form a contract at all with you, or even forcefully, it seems. I feel my connection to you. It's quite odd, to say the least. Tell me, dear familiar, why is it that I feel my manner being used on you? Oh, that, Archer decided to answer. It's probably because given that you and I are now contracted as master and servant, I need mana to sustain myself in this world. Mana to sustain yourself. What is this tattoo symbol in my hand anyway? Morgan asked Archer with a raised brow. Having sensed a bit of pain when the summoning began working, a burning sensation on her hand. Those are a set of command seals. Command seals? How intriguing yet confusing. The books did not say anything about these command seals when performing the ritual. Morgan began flipping through a spell book. Nope, nothing whatsoever. Seals. Spells. Whichever you prefer, are 3 claims of absolute obedience, basically seals, shown that a master has over a servant, usually in the Holy Grail War system. Holy Grail War? What do you mean? Sigh, perhaps I should go over what our spirits are exactly then, and how this all fits in given that my circumstances here are abnormal. I summoned a hero of another world. Well, that's something I never thought I'd be able to do. So you're a spirit? A real spirit? What's shocking? You're the demon lord. You should have ghost with you. Yes, but they're different than you. Morgan calmly stated, closing her eyes as she was sitting down. Hot tea was poured into a cup for her as she takes a sip from the tea that Archer made her. Amazing, Morgan said in awe as she drank the tea. Yes, I suppose whose heroic spirits are different from normal spirits in the end. Heroes are famed warriors. All kinds of people from history are recorded in the throne. Just how many is the question? Who knows? Archer shrugged. You seem as if you don't consider yourself one. Why is that? What do you mean, Master? I am a hero. Just that I harbour no legend, unlike the many others. But that contradicts your point that heroic spirits are famed warriors. Maybe I did, but what you summoned was just a janitor. I'm just saying that I'm a hero that doesn't have a legend. Your name, what is it, dear familiar? Morgan asked. It's just Archer. Archer? Huh? Morgan mumbled. She feels as if the man is lying to her, and she finds displeasure in this act of disobedience. Are you perhaps lying, familiar? Who knows? That's for you to decide, Archer said with a shrug, a smile on his face that was not one she liked. Must I remind you who you're talking to? You're talking to Morgan Lefay, and you're my personal familiar. You shall follow my orders, no matter, Morgan said coldly. Some fire in you. Besides, is my name important. It's not like you will learn to know who I was in history. Given that I'm not part of this world, I may not be any hero that exists here, Archer said. That may be true, but I just wish to know who the man I summoned is called as. Morgan said, taking another sip as she felt calm. You don't wish for me to use these seals, do you? Archer frowned. Don't worry, I won't use them on something like this. Morgan chuckled as she calmly took another sip. You know, maybe fate gave me the right familiar. This tea is simply delicious. Your words flatter me, Master. No, no, no. Morgan stopped Archer from talking anymore, looking at the hero of the bow with a frown. It's Queen. Are you sure you want me to call you that? It's only natural for me to call you by the fact you are my master. Do you dare question me, boy? Okay. I'll say that I'm probably older than you. I may physically not be older given that I stopped aging once I became a spirit. But what? Morgan looked at Archer, noticing his blank gaze. Seems like I can't remember how old I was. Whatever. It's not like age matters as a spirit, Archer said, if I may ask my queen. Oh, I like that. Morgan said in approval, hearing the bowman's words. Why need a personal familiar? Or summon one, to say the least. Do you not have many familiars? That's a good question, Archer. Morgan said as she put the tea down and crossed her leg over the other with closed eyes. Yes, I suppose it'd be odd for me to summon a familiar. Let's just say that I just wanted someone that I can have as my personal servant of sorts. Don't you have many servants roaming this castle, then? Surely one of them has to be your personal one. Oh, I do have many servants, yes, but you're more important than all of them. Why is that? Because you were a summoned soul decided by fate to come forth to my aid. You already show promise as my servant. Perhaps I'll let my daughter use you as well? And the others too. The others? My fairy knights, of course. I see, Archer said. So what do you wish for me to do? As of now, nothing much. You shall simply be my servant. You'll clean up around the castle and do chores like all the others. So much for taking the term servant too literal, Archer said with a sigh. If that's what you wish, then I understand. Another cup of tea, my queen. Yes, I would very much like that, Archer. Morgan said with a nod, the bowman pouring more tea into the cup as he remained standing while Morgan continued sipping. With Archer by her side, she simply smiled a bit. Yes, she shall turn this hero into a servant of hers. How ironic a demon lord summons a hero, heroes who fight against evil, and she is evil. Not bad at all, my familiar. Not bad at all, Morgan said while she enjoyed her tea. All the while, Archer remained standing next to her with a blank look. So this is it, huh? A hero of justice turned to this. A personal servant. How depressing. He looked over at Morgan as he looked at her face. His eyes softened at the gaze of hers. Yet his memory decided to give him a fragment of a past that nobody knows about but him. His eyes widened, shocked at the person who saved him. His breath hitched at the sight of her, yet the person who saved him looked down at him with that stern and determined expression of hers. Those eyes, that hair, the armour, he will never forget, for it has been engraved into his mind and memory. She spoke, but he could no longer hear the voice of the words she said that day, but he didn't need a voice, for his heart already knew what those words were. I ask of you, are you my master? Archer looked away as his eyes had a glimpse of nostalgia within them. That's what Morgan noticed when she looked at Archer. She felt his gaze fall upon him, and when she looked at his face that did not stare at her, she saw that his gaze was soft and nostalgic. She closed her eyes at the look, deciding not to question that gaze she saw.